Yo, what up? This is your boy Cesar Odriego. Welcome back to the Desert Podcast. This is episode number 1 of the December special. We're hanging out at Kanya Vision Studios. Big shout out to Dramatic Melo for hosting us. Today, I'm hanging out with an ex-military. I'm kidding. Yeah, he is. You did mention that you were in the military, right? But in Burgersfort, well known as the Veggie guy. I'm chilling out with Kgapane, award-winning award-winning farmer, straight out of Burgersfort. You know what it is. If you were given like 30 seconds to sell yourself, what would your pitch be like? 30 seconds.
Nah. I don't know. I feel like 30 seconds is a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah, I'm just a guy who's into business. So I just happen to have an eye for business. So yeah, I'm a guy who's got passion for farming. Yeah, the rest just follows. I would say 30 seconds is a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
But what defines you as Philip, as an individual? What are maybe some of the core values you grew up with?
I think it's very difficult to say what defines me because the way I grew up to the way I am now, yes, obviously was the fiber started there, but the cloth is different now, you know. I always tell the people I hang with that I'm a bit crazy because
Crazy.
of how I view things. So I won't say I know what defines me. I'm just a guy whose passion in business is crazy.
What I'm trying to go at is, why is it crazy? Where does that passion for business come from? Like, if I was to ask, like, what was it in your childhood that kind of had an influence on the way you see things that you define as crazy? What could be some of those things that when you were growing up you probably took maybe from your, I don't know, from your grandparents, from your parents, from the environment in general, the people you were around?
I think I'll say, like I said, the fiber is the same, but the cloth is a bit different now. The product of how I was raised to the man I am now, it's a bit different. But I think apart from what I said, the thing that I know for sure, I can say I took from the way I grew up is I'm a hard worker. You know, I work hard. You will hardly notice that I own the bakery when I'm inside there. You will think that I probably am employed there. So yeah, I work hard. I work extremely hard.
Where does that come from?
Yeah, that's one thing that I think I took from my parents.
From your parents?
Yeah, I think my dad was a hard worker. He used to work at the farms. Like he was employed at the farms. You know, almost back there, how it went down. Yeah, so he was somebody that worked at the farms. So yeah, my dad was a street hawker. You know, those people who are actually nail clipper and you know, yeah. That's how the men. When I get his story, and I don't get it from him, you know, I get it from everybody else who said, "Now your dad used to do this and that and that," and he saved up money and bought his cash from doing that. You know, I guess, and you can understand in those times, you know. Yeah, you go to Okmore, you know, in the streets of Okmore, selling nail clippers, what. Yeah, until he bought his first car, and then he started, the business improved now.
I mean, that would take a whole lot of discipline for you to save money from that type of a hustle to be able to buy a car cash.
I think that's, like I said, this is one of the things that I think I inherited from him. I'm very disciplined.
You're very disciplined.
Yeah, I'm fuck around.
I have this picture here.
Yeah. Yeah, where did you get this picture from?
I got it from your Facebook.
Yeah, probably I was 6 years old. And yeah, that's my
Sorry,
dad. Yeah.
That's
So
your
you can
dad.
see hustling comes from far, ne?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess now I'm known as the veggie guy. You can see this is my brand. So it's something that people just take it from, like this guy is a veggie guy selling veggies, but it comes from there.
So your dad was a farmer also.
My dad had his hands in farming, but I mean you can understand back there it was not at the same scale as now. Yeah, but yeah, he did.
Was it like at your backyard or maybe mashimu? Like what type of farming was it?
No, he started. I won't say backyard, but he had a portion of land that was given to him before he even operated on the farm that I'm operating on now. You understand? So I want to believe back then he was one of the prominent guys who had a lot of passion in farming, and that's how he passed it to us in a way. You know.
So since you're saying like there was, like from a young age, did you see yourself as a farmer when you were growing up? Or
No, not at all.
you had different plans?
Not at all. You can understand that back then it was not the same as now. Like now we can see the importance of involving kids probably in the business with the hope of taking over. Back then it didn't used to be like that. It was a question or you are a child, stay at home, you know. But in a way we were involved in, you know, in the love of fashion, of farming, but forced, you know.
Yeah.
We were forced. You know, everybody I mean, all of us were forced to do.
You feel like you were forced, but they were probably trying to teach you something.
So in that way, but
you had to play your role.
we had to play a role.
In the family, you had to take care of some things.
Yeah, but I mean, that's something I'm grateful for at this point. I never saw myself as a farmer. In fact, when I was at school, I was a straight A student. Back then, we used to have mostly position. I can't remember actually position 2 in school. I was number 1. So, you know, back then when you were like that, everybody saw a doctor.
Engineer.
Engineer. Yeah, so they kind of tried to also push me in that direction.
What did you see? What were your plans during that time? I mean, you're getting straight A's in class. You were not thinking of farming. What vision did you have for Philip?
I did not, honestly speaking. I mean, I did not have any vision for academics.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I love football. I was playing soccer, so I think maybe I just dreamed to be a soccer player. And yeah, my parents did not really support that part of my life. But I did not see myself as someone.
As an academic.
As an academic. Everybody from my teachers, community, parents, everybody was so sure I'm going to be a doctor. And I just kind of like conformed in the whole picture. But God worked his magic, and after I got the bursary from Limpopo Health, I was involved in an accident, was in a coma, and I lost the bursary. That's how I came out. I snapped out of this doctor story.
What? Damn, that's crazy. So after that, what happens? Do you stay at home now? You are rethinking your life. Is that how you actually ended up now going into farming?
No, that's not how I ended up going into farming. So what happens is after that, I was in Tembisa now. After I'm recovering now, I had 2 faces. I had one face. If you can look at my eyes properly, you'll see they're not the same. Yeah, so one side of my face was like dearranged completely. So yeah, I was like kind of in a hiding space in Yana for a year. And then within that year, I applied again for another bursary to do medicine, and I got it. And that's how I end up in the military, because now this bursary was now going to be financed by military. And what happened was...
You're going there to be a doctor?
Yes. Sharp, I was just passing in Pretoria, so people filling forms, looking in that street. The military in Pretoria. I was just passing there, like minding my own business. I just saw a lot of people filling up papers. And I just went, and when I checked there, I was like, I just saw, it's like,
I qualify for
yeah,
this.
no, I qualify for this. Then I just put in X, and 2 weeks later they called me and said, no, we are taking you. And 2 weeks later, they called me and said, no, we can't. So we were supposed to be 14 of us going into the program. Yeah, the Defense Force. And then they called and said, no, listen, we can't fund the whole 14. We're going to find 7. But the other 7, we won't throw you away. Those who want to go to Cape Town, go do engineering. Raise your hands. Hey, I was the first one. I was like,
Hey.
So I raised my hand, and that's how I ended up in Cape Town. Now in Cape Town, I was supposed to do engineering. And then what happened was, unfortunately, in the military, before you become an engineer, whatever, you're going to have to be a soldier first.
Yeah, you have to.
I don't care about
do the hard labor.
Yeah, so I had to do the hard labor. So I did.
What was that like?
Fuck. Yeah, come as a sailor. So yeah, there, my man. Basically, my life was shaped there.
Yeah, that's where you learn the real discipline.
Yeah, no, my life was shaped there. That thing is hard. I don't know now, but that time it was one of the hardest things. Like that toughened me, but I was tough. But I want to believe that the mental strength that I got from the whole military experience is what made me the man I am today. Yeah. I fear folk all. So lucky for me, I don't fear folk all only, but I mean, I also got the training, so I literally fear folk all.
Then what happens next after?
So yeah, after military, well, I did the training, and after the training, it was that thing. Okay, sharp. Now you're done with the training. Now you're gonna do engineering. What engineering are you gonna do? So I looked at all of them. It's like, chemical engineer, what engineer? I said, nah, I want to do something very out of the norm. So I chose fire engineering. That's how I started fire engineering. What? Fire engineering.
Fire?
Yes.
What is fire engineering?
So fire engineering is basically fire engineering. So you know fire departments?
Yeah.
Yes. So you get your
BSc,
doing? National Diploma in Fire Technology, but then you get a degree, which is now fire engineering. So unfortunately, we haven't got institutions that are doing it in South Africa. So I had to study with the institution from UK. Yeah, it's called IFE.
Was it just like theory stuff?
No, it was it's theory. Mostly it's theory. But basically, you study funny things like arson investigator. Like I can be able to come in this building after it burned down completely and tell you what time did the fire start?
Or what happened?
What started the fire? You know those people. We are those people. So we study materials, how they react to fire. So if you burn down your house on purpose, looking for insurance, I can come and tell them that this one. There was an accelerator.
How will you tell?
There's a store in town they did that. I won't mention.
We all know. We all know, but everything is superb. We don't really care.
Yeah. So those are type of things that you learn there. So I did that, and obviously, unfortunately, at that time there was just like I think 5 of us in the country.
Yeah.
And
you
can't get employment for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Because now you are a fire engineer.
And you're black.
No, not necessarily because you are black, but at that time our country did not have the capacity to hire us. What? So it was a question of.
So you were overqualified.
You had to look for.
You had to go overseas.
You had to go overseas and stuff like that. So I was in Cape Town for almost 8 years. I said no overseas for me. Yeah, I'm going home. Yeah, so that's how I end up in the fire department.
Go Cape Town.
No, there's no pub. No pub.
How no pub?
I remember the first time I went to a Chisanyama. It's a well-known Chisanyama. We got there. The first thing there, I was shocked because I can now you are new, you are a village boy, you get there, you see Xhosa woman. So yeah, we're standing on a queue. Reka, I'm with my guy. We're like, hey man, how much meat are we gonna buy? It's like, no man, we are just two of us. Let's buy nama 80 rand, and then the pap.
Yeah.
So we buy the meat. We're thinking, okay, we'll buy the pap later. So the girls in front of us, they were buying wors at 300.
Yeah.
So thinking, oh, I mean, probably they are 8.
Yeah.
Hey, we get there, bruh. That's how it is. They eat the wors at 300.
J.
Not pap. There is no pap. You have to. No, like if you really insist on getting pap, they show you bread. They say there's pap. So yeah, it was one of those things. But it was fun. It was fun.
So you come back home now.
In fact, I did not come home. I was headhunted.
Yeah.
So there was a certain man that knew my dad, and then my dad obviously was telling him, well, my son is doing 1, 2, 3. They were opening fire stations in Burgersfort, new, as a new product, So yeah, in a way, they dragged me into that nonsense. I won't say nonsense, but
you had to work at the fire,
when I say nonsense, I mean in the sense I had to come back to work home, So when I get there, and then there was a fire department, and then I had to be employed there. But when I wanted to resign, it was for the purpose I wanted to resign because I wanted to come home.
Yeah.
Number one, I was tired of being away from home, coming home.
Tired of not eating pap.
I'm not a big fan of pap, but you just get lonely there, man.
Yeah,
you get lonely.
Doesn't feel like home.
Doesn't feel like home. So yeah, I came home, did a few years at the fire department here, and it was good.
You were probably the most paid.
No. But the salary was good. I'll lie to you and say it was bad, but it was good, even though I won't tell you how much it was. But it was nice. It was nice. It was good. In fact, I enjoyed the part where
what's happening.
I brought my experience and shared it with people who needed it most.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go there now, I'm sure many will tell you the impact I had in their lives in terms of sharing the experience, teaching them, and like just being, So that's me. That is more what I'm about. I like to have impact in people's lives. Yeah.
All right.
That's my currency.
Yeah. So, pap, when was the last time you had pap? Or you're not a fan of?
I do eat pap. I do eat pap, but I eat brown pap.
Why? What's wrong with the white one?
I know how white pap is made, and there's no nutritional value on the white pap.
There's no nutritional value.
No. Just like white bread and rice. I eat brown rice, and I watch what I eat mostly.
Yeah.
I think maybe that's why I don't have a belly. It's starting to show nyana, but it's not worrying. I can deal with it.
So you eat clean?
Yeah, I eat veggies, bro.
You eat veggies?
Yeah, I eat fruits. In a day, I pack a daily apple. It lasts me 2 days. Like this one year, check I 8, 9. Yeah, it lasts me 2 days.
Okay. Well, where does that conscious decision to eat healthy come from?
I granted you that much, but I think also the environment I'm operating in. I'm at a farm. There's no luxury of working in the sun, coming back, having to cook. So I crop one apple, I hit 6 o'clock. I'm out. I'm in the fields. When the employees come to work, they find me in the fields already. And then when they go on lunch, I'm tired. I just grab one apple again, and they also after lunch they find me in the field. When we knock off, I'm too tired to do anything. So I just eat banana and So it's more.
Why don't you get somebody to cook for you guys there at the farm?
In a form of what?
Like one of... I don't know what kind of numbers you guys are. Maybe get a chef, or maybe just get like one of the employees who work on like right now. Or maybe
I haven't got the money to do that yet.
Maybe one of your employees, or maybe a guy, or I'll do less hours in the field because I have to cook for you guys.
No, there is people who eat. I think it also comes with the question. Or I'm not a foodie. I don't love food that much. Yeah, anywhere I go, my all-time best favorite is beef stew. So if I'm not gonna have beef stew,
they can cook beef stew for you out there.
Like, but every day, bruh. Who's gonna wanna do
you
that?
You can't have it every day. No?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm not fussy with food.
Yeah.
I'm not fussy with food. I just eat less and less.
Okay, let's revert back to the story. So yeah, you came to Burgersfort, you were in the fire department thingies, and then what happened afterward?
I always knew.
Going forward.
I always knew my dreams were not gonna be afforded by a salary.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
What are those
my
dreams?
My crazy dreams
your
of
lifestyle, the life you wanted to live. What does it look like?
It looks like the life where I have impact on other people in terms of business.
Business.
You know, yeah, business in terms of like when I look at the business structure, I'm more interested in the livelihood of the people I work with more than mine. You know, I always joke around and tell them, I would like to see you guys inviting me to your weddings.
Yeah.
See you come here with your own cars. And I know I had impact in that, you know, through employment or other things. I love a very simple life. I enjoy a life at a farm. I'm not a December person kind of guy.
So it's not about the salary, it's more about the freedom.
So now I'm bringing the lifestyle. So you see what money is supposed to do for you. Ne?
Mm-hmm.
And most of the people maybe might not know this, but what money is supposed to do for you? It's supposed to buy you two things only. Mm-hmm. Peace and freedom.
And freedom.
If your money doesn't do these two things, you're not yet rich.
Yeah.
Because you can have a lot of money and not have peace. Then you don't have money. You still need to work hard to earn peace. If you do not have freedom to say, I want to go do a podcast, you're not yet money.
Yeah, if you don't have that freedom.
No, you haven't got that freedom. That means you need to work extra hard to earn the freedom. If you can't decide, I want to go watch the World Cup, Rugby World Cup in France, and actually go, and you haven't got the freedom that I'm talking about.
It has nothing to do with furthering your studies. It's about what? Gaining more freedom. Having enough money to be free.
I won't even say money, but freedom.
Freedom.
If, for example, in business, you are self-employed, you will not have freedom.
Yeah.
Because you need to be there.
Yeah.
So you need to work until you have someone to replace you so you can be free.
So you need to enslave someone.
No. It's not enslavement. It's empowering them through salary. They can. You see what salary is supposed to do? A lot of people say to me, no, salary is not enough. Salary cannot afford me. But I ask them a simple question. When you were in varsity or when you were in high school, the money you are getting now, did you always have it? The answer is no. So when you went on and complicated your life, to an extent that 20,000 is not enough. You did not have that problem. You did not have that problem prior. But now you went on and complicated your life to a point where 10,000 is not enough.
Guilty. Yeah.
You understand? Yeah. So now you come and say, no, this money is not enough. So salary, in my view, is a stepping stone towards achieving your dreams. So you get a salary, you use it wisely. I mean, you don't have a car, for example. Ne? But you can still get to where you want to go. But now, immediately you get employment, but no, without a car.
Yeah.
But now you're getting 10,000 rand a month. All of a sudden, you can't be able to do that. So it's just a mental thing. Like, you have to understand that you can actually use that salary to empower yourself to a point whereby eventually, when you get to a certain level, you achieve the freedom. Unfortunately, for most of us, that freedom we get it when we are 65 and then we retire. We have that little freedom, and then you are left with 5 years to die.
Yeah. It's not entirely free.
So it's not entirely freedom. So we need to have that freedom now. So that's my currency. If I can have that.
So this is something you realized when you were there, or you've always knew that I have to live a different type of life.
I told you I'm crazy, right? Yeah. So I stay on the farm. 5 o'clock, the employees are gone home. I've got a lot of time to think. So that's where the crazy ideas come from. So I start unlocking each and everything, and I'm starting to feel, okay. And I mean, there's a lot of successful people you can learn from. You know, how they conducting their lives, what money has done to them. Money, it's another currency. There's a whole lot of other currencies in life that exists. Peace is one of them. Happiness is one of them. So I learn from such people in terms of how they create.
I'm trying to build a timeline here. I get you. You were Bolukwa department thing.
Yeah.
How did you resign?
I resigned.
You resigned?
Yeah. I told them I resigned. 24 hours resignation.
Yeah.
Well, then they had to make it like 20-something days. But I just wake up one day and told them I'm leaving.
Where were you? Did you have plans when you decided to leave?
I started my company while I was employed.
While you were there?
Yeah, while I was employed. So I started my company. By the way, I supply a lot of retail outlets like your Spare, Tawamshate, Nando's, and almost that chakachak, Galitos and stuff. So I started that company of supplying them.
While you were still there?
While I was still employed. See how I used my salary to buy my freedom? So that's what I did.
So what did you do? How were you able to start up supplying those guys? What is it that you had land to farm?
No.
What happened? How are you supplying?
Okay, this is how it went down. When they were building Tabamshat, still at foundation level, I approached them. Said, guys, I want to supply you with veggies. And then they said, okay, no problem. Let's meet up.
Do you have any veggies when you're
I got nothing that time. I'm very broke.
Sure.
I had nothing.
Sure.
So they called me. They said, okay, fine. Let's meet at Kgapane. That time we were still at Kgapane.
Yeah.
So I remember that day, I was like, I'm taking chances. Yeah? So I went to Kgapane. And then they came. It was those executives. The laptop thing. Like they were sitting in a panel. Yeah, so I'm sitting there, I'm just twiddling my fingers. And they asked me, so you are the guy who's going to supply us? I said, yes. I said, okay, how are you going to do that? I said, no, I buy my veggies from Tshwane National Market and Joburg National Market, and then I supply shops. So yeah, you were going to be one of my clients. Complete lie. But it had to be told, I lied. I'm still proud to say I lied. Because that's how they gave me the opportunity to supply the casino. So here I was. Now I'm sitting with...
So you guys agree, you signed the contract?
Yeah, now Monday they send me an email.
Yeah.
They say, hey Baba, watch out for the email. Send me an email, list of stuff
that they want.
The chef once that stuff, because even when people were still building that, they were eating
Obviously.
the stuff.
Yeah.
I'm seeing booty asparagus. I'm seeing booty. Hey, I'm like, hey, what the hell are those things? I ran to ShopRite. ShopRite assist me. What are those things? And then the guy like, Lena, he doesn't know them. We check around and we find them. So basically what I did is I bought stuff from ShopRite, removed their branding, wrapped it in mine. Well, I had to deliver. I did not have a car. That time I met a guy who just bought an Avanza. Brand new. I'm like, yeah, you're my guy. We loaded the back of the Avanza. We reverse into Tabamshate. We offload. First delivery done. So every delivery, it went on like that. It went on like that, and up until, so, oh yeah, very excited. Oh yeah, now supplying Tabamshate. I'm in the money. I'm the man. They don't work like that, bruh. 60 days payment. I be getting me the chelete home now with the hope you're all paid them. They say, pack the invoices here. After 60 days, we will pay you your statement for all the invoices you supplied us. I went there like our agents. But okay, the least we can do for you is 30 days. So yeah, I had to wait for 30 days. After 30 days, they paid me, but they pay you, they order again. They pay you, they order again. So that's how it went. So I don't have money.
You have to go.
So, but to I must go back to them. But hey, I'm giving you, but be standby. I'm gonna take it back again. So that's how it went down. Up until I said, no man, let me approach Spare. So I went to Spare, and Spare they said, no, we have a supplier. I said, but guys, do you know who supplies Tabamshat? And I got their attention. They said, who? I said, me. Showed them pictures. They said, okay, tomorrow bring. So I went to Spare, got Spare, went on and on and on. Next door to Spare, there's Nando's. Went to Nando's. Nando's, can I supply you guys? Nah, we are fine. I said, but do you know who supplies?
You're still buying.
I'm still buying. So now this time, Nando's, they're like, nah, we are fine. So every time I go to deliver at Spare, I'm supposed to use the back entrance. I use the front entrance. They see them, shit. Nice veggies. That's how I got a call Nando's. Then I started supplying them. So from there, it just rolled on and rolled on and rolled on. Eventually, there was just like a whole ball of... And then I started changing from buying ShopRite. I'm buying in the Polokwane market.
So you've never had an incident where you're going to Baufile, a list of things that they want. You go to ShopRite, you don't find them. You don't find something.
Well, I had an incident where I'll bump into the managers at those stores and I had to hide and they mustn't see me pushing the trolley with their stuff. Yeah, but a lot of times where I could not find the stuff, I had to eventually go check us, Ladybag, go to Bustelport.
So okay, what you
and
did
by
was
the way, I'm still
outsourced.
employed.
Yeah,
I'm still employed. And so I had to jump out of my uniform.
Where do you find the time?
I'm in the office. I'm sitting in my office at work.
Oh, so you just leave whatever time you want.
Yeah, so I could leave, but now sometimes, remember, in the fire department, the fire department has got two departments. You got the department that deals with accidents. Hey, so we deal with accidents. Actually, we're the guys who cut the cars and remove people. So basically, we're the top of the ladder in terms of emergency.
Having to show up. Yeah.
Having to show up. So sometimes I'm still going, what, and then I get a call. I had to run back. So that's when I eventually decided, this shit is not going to work for long.
Then what did you do?
I resigned.
You resigned there?
Yeah, but at that time, my business was doing well because I was now...
You have like, what, 3 clients?
I don't know, man. I had a lot of clients. I had lots of clients. And
you're still buying?
No, I'm buying now in Polokwane. I opened my shop. I don't know if you had I had a shop. I had a shop in town. Now I'm operating from my own shop. I'm paying rent.
So now you're buying whatever you need and then you pick from...
No, I've got trucks now, bro. I've got cars now. Buying stock, putting it in my shop, processing it from there to the stores.
This is the money you're getting from the clients that you have now?
Yes.
So you have cash flow?
I've got cash flow. We're making a lot of money.
So how
if you end up owing SARS, you can do the maths.
Okay, so then how do we get to the farm? What happens?
So the farm story came with the idea or no, man. When you look at the
You're looking at
financials,
the numbers you're
Yeah,
spending, buying
yeah,
from those guys,
like, yeah.
the traveling costs.
you get your bookkeeper tell you, chief, Okaro called or something like that. But isn't it you have to make so much to owe SARS? Like, yeah, you pass that bracket. I'm like, okay, no. But I don't feel a difference. Like,
Yeah.
you know, people, they work. I think by now maybe a lot of people had outlived that. Like, oh, I want to be a millionaire. Being a millionaire is so simple. When you become a millionaire, you don't even know. Like you won't even realize because nothing will change on you. The bank balance will obviously not change as much, but now the revenue you've generated is already past that. But now I'm not seeing the money. I'm like, but where's the money, guys? I'm not getting fed.
That conversation I only knew. Because people think when you are running a business, you've made a million. They think you have like
no,
you have a
guys,
million sitting in your pocket.
Not have a million in your pocket.
Like it's sitting there, like you have that in cash in your bank account. It's a revenue.
It's a revenue.
Operating expenses.
Yeah, it's operating expenses.
The money comes and goes out.
We're sitting on 5 million, but you don't see it in your bank.
It's not there in the bank.
You understand? That's when I decided now I need to cut costs.
You want to see it. You want to see a little bit.
I want to see this
money.
money.
You want to see a little bit of that million.
Yeah.
I have to touch
some
of it.
That's where the farm comes in now to say, okay, if I can farm this stuff, that means I can reduce the
some of your operating
I can reduce the cost of sales because now that means I won't be buying some of the stuff. So that's where now I go into the direction of farming. So for me to be able to operate those two employed is not going to be possible. So I had to resign.
So you resigned when you
at that time. But again, I could obviously you have to do your number one feasibility study to see whether this can be sustainable. And when I think about it, these shops are going to be here for until I die. So there's no way they're going to run anyway. So if you supply them, they are happy.
Very feasible.
Yeah, it's very feasible. And so when I do my maths and I realize, okay, fine, I can jump ship. So I jump ship. Remember,
before you jump ship, somewhere. My nigga, you got land out there? Or what does it go
No, that land has always been there. Remember, the land has always been there. My dad had tried his hand into farming. But
so it's a family land?
Yeah, that land was like now...
How many hectares?
The land in total is 800 hectares.
800?
Yeah, no, that farm is not a small farm. It's like the whole of Burgersfort kind of shit.
It's been there.
It's been there, but it was kind of abandoned because now there was no use. So everybody in my family, they tried their hand in it.
800 hectares.
And then now, it's just idle.
Where does your family get it?
Hey man, don't get me into trouble.
That's an estate, bro. You can build your own town there. You can start a mini school.
I'll build a studio, guys. You come and do your podcast from there. Yeah. But yeah, so that's how it went down. So I had to go there, try to revive the farm. At this stage, it's depleted.
What's the first thing you do when you get there?
The first thing I do is try to kata mihlari. Yeah, I go with the guy. We start. Yeah, we started from rock bottom. So farm is land. So land can stand the test of time.
Yeah.
But resources, equipment, so that's where
the actual farming
starts there, and we don't have, So that's where the struggle was.
So when you quit, have you been saving some of your money from work, or now you're just looking at all your profit from your sales to start the new project?
Look, savings. I'm not a big fan of saving.
I'm just trying to figure out what the strategy was, funding wise, because when you jump ship, you're gonna start farming.
Yeah, obviously when you leave your work, they give you some money. I don't know. I blew at that money. I should have been too. I blew it. I think I blew in the regions of Maten.
Yeah. What did you do
in this business?
In the business?
Yeah, that's in the business. I've never.
That's investing.
Yeah, but farming, I blew it quick. Because
I know.
yeah, no, it can.
Yeah.
It can. So, but yeah, it's not like one time. So it's over years. You know, you invest a little bit, 500,000. So in that year, we won 2 awards. I mean, no, not in the year. When I resigned a year later, I won Young Farmer of the Year. They gave me some money.
Why did they give you? What did you win with?
I'm good at what I do, bruh.
You're good at what you do.
Yeah.
So now you're operating on your farm. You are now farming every little thing you were supplying.
Yeah, that was the idea, to farm every little thing that we were supplying, but it backfired because it's just too much work, you know, having to deal with a lot of things. You know, rather you just focus on one thing. So later on, we switched into one product. Now we're just producing tomatoes.
Yeah.
We're sending them to Joburg market, sending them to a whole lot of other retail
What
stores
about
around.
your guys? You're still supplying them through...
I've never stopped supplying those guys.
Yeah.
And I'm never gonna
Never
stop.
gonna stop.
At some point, Game gave us the whole game stores, Limpopo. I think they were 11, and at some time, the ones from Mpumalanga, they also wanted to give us their stores. So it was one hell of opportunity, but we did not have the capacity. The money to make things happen was not there. That has always been our challenge.
So from the farm, now you're self-employed. Now you're moving whatever way you want to move, but you're in Burgersfort. How was the entrepreneurial space for you, having to be in Burgersfort and deal with everybody that you have to work with, maybe your employees, everybody, and like just the entrepreneurial space in general? Because now you're an entrepreneur. Now you're selling, you're buying.
Oh, you want to understand the dynamic of having to do that in Burgersfort?
Yeah, how is the industry?
So the industry in Burgersfort, I don't know about a whole lot of other industries, but I mean, Burgersfort is a small town. So you're not going to shy away from a whole lot of other things that a whole lot of people are experiencing. You know, if you do something like this, people are either going to try to copy you, number one. Number two, they're going to be either jealous of what you're trying to do and sabotage it in the whole different levels. So it has been a struggle. Number one, you need to understand the industry I'm operating in. I'm speaking out of correction. In Burgersfort, I was the first person to do it.
Yeah.
There's no any other black man who supplied the shops that I'm supplying.
Yeah.
At that time. Probably now they are those who are trying. And I know those ones.
They saw that is...
Yeah, the ones that are trying is people who worked for me in the past.
What?
Yeah, so but it's okay.
Yeah.
So you need to understand that. So you're operating in a different space. In a space that it's mostly done by white companies. And big companies for that.
Yeah.
So when you talk to managers, they look at you, they're like, Kgapane, you know. So everything that you bring, they can complain about it, even though your stuff is good and stuff like that. So that's why I had to do a transition and change Kgapane, what, throw it away, bring in the veggie guy. Because now when you're a veggie guy, when I deliver, I'm employed.
Yeah.
When they talk to me, I'm like, okay, I'll tell my boss.
Yeah.
I hear your complaints, I'll talk to my boss.
They don't know.
So they just imagine this old guy,
The
white guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm working for him.
The art of branding.
So for me, that's what broke a lot of ways for me.
Where did that idea come from? To just start the veggie guy?
No, I had to, you mean change the names and stuff like that. Remember, the name was not Veggie Guy all along. So I'm just trying to answer your question of the dynamics I had to face. You understand? So when you talk to managers from retail stores, from wherever, you say, well, from Kgapane, what. They look at you, they're like, okay. So when you bring your staff, they have that thing. Yeah. It's a black guy, it's a young black guy. Probably the stuff are not fresh.
What does he
stuff
know
like
about
that.
farming?
You know what I'm saying? So when I changed it to Veggie Guy, it was simpler. I won't say easy, but it was simpler because now Veggie Guy is an unknown guy. I had to operate like that for a whole while before people start to pick up, oh, this bastard guy.
This is him.
This is him, you know. So
Yeah.
that's what worked for me.
So now currently, let's say going forward, do you have any other dream collaboration you would like to do in this farming industry?
With who?
I don't know.
Okay, at this moment in time, the first thing first is that we try to collaborate with young people in a sense how we want to train them. So train them in what exactly is already there. So it's more like a copy and paste.
Something that's more practical.
Something more practical. So you come to me and say, I've got land and water. So that's one of the requirements. Actually, we already done interviews for these people I'm talking about. So it was on social media. We interviewed about 20 young people who we identified they've got land and access to water. So the idea is that we're going to host them at the farm for a period of 6 months. And in that 6 months, teach them how we do things. You understand? And after having taught them how we do things, we send them back to their own land to actually work in our own system.
Yeah.
You understand?
You guys are trying to build like a mini economy. Yeah.
Yes, we are trying to build a mini economy. So, at the same time, that will be alleviating poverty and employment and stuff like that. But at the same time, we know for sure you are going to do exactly what we do. So obviously we'll be monitoring them. And we're also going to fund them. You understand? Say maybe we give you $1 million and say, okay, go start there. And then when you are done with your products, we're still going to buy them from you.
That's a functional model.
Yeah, so that's the model that we think it will definitely work. It's at advanced stages. We just need the money. If you get what I'm saying.
No, we just need somebody to.
Yeah, but we're working on it. Whether we do get it or we don't get it, but it's something that we really want to see happen because we have to build an accommodation for these people. We want to feed them. We don't want to bring them to the farm, but we want to create a very more like a boarding school. Yeah, conducive environment. They get food. So basically, these guys are gonna be zero expense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was your idea?
Yes.
Nah, big shout out to you. So now you're also a livestock farmer.
Yeah. So livestock was just more like a security kind of adventure. And having lost a lot of money in the past, having to start from scratch.
Yeah.
So I bumped into the industry of goats. So but what can I say? Yeah, it's not your ordinary livestock kind of thing. It's like I'm saying, it's more like a security kind of setup. So it's goats that are very expensive, number one. I won't mention prices, but yeah. Yeah, but but then you see, you get Boer goats that are called stats. It's like that's like your cream. I think the most expensive one is 850 now.
8,000.
No, 850K.
For a goat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the ram, the yamon. So basically, it's like more like a security thing.
So those are your king.
I don't have 850,000 gold. I'm talking about
yes.
The type.
The type, yes.
Yeah.
So you're only dealing with goats for now. Do you see yourself going into like other?
No. The total waste of time.
Waste of time.
Yeah, the total waste of time. I mean, if you can have one goat that can be equivalent to having 50 cows, why would one have 50 cows? It was up and down all the morning.
Yeah.
You just buy one goat, have insurance on it, take good care.
You can insure a goat.
Yeah, goats are insured.
With who?
Santam. Insurance.
I didn't know. I didn't know you could insure a goat. Okay, so in closing, let's just say, what advice would you have for young entrepreneurs that are trying to, even if it's not just farming, that are trying to start something in a market, in a place like Burgersfort?
It doesn't matter where,
Yeah.
but you need to know you are gonna be number one. You see those people who are trending, called broke guys. It's us. So if you are a young person and you are afraid or broke guys, stay away from this industry or business because you're gonna be broke more than you'll have money.
Oh, why? Where will your money be?
I mean, obviously, where are we seated? This is money. You're paying money. You could be sitting out there buying meat, but you're paying rent here to be here, So if you're paying rent, you need to make this place functional. And so the choices you make. So you see, business is more like a lifestyle kind of thing. It's like when people try to lose weight, the way they do it versus the way they should be doing it is the difference is you need to make it a lifestyle.
Yeah.
What you eat, how you exercise. So you have to watch that whole process. So business is like that. You can't be this and that at the same time.
Yeah.
So you get confused by the entrepreneurs and the whole other people. Then you thinking, or no, I'm going into farming, I'm gonna make millions. And then you see people posing on Facebook saying, nah, you plant 10,000 cabbages, multiply by 10 rand.
Doesn't work like
Doesn't look like that. So you need to have the DNA of patience. You need to be disciplined.
Discipline.
Yeah. So discipline.
That's what I was waiting for.
You need to be disciplined.
Because I feel like that's why I was asking you to advise. Because I feel like a whole lot of young people now. I mean, you live in Burgersfort. You can see a whole lot of people trying to do a whole lot of new things that are probably business oriented, trying to get money. But the lifestyle that these guys live,
it doesn't work with what they're trying to achieve.
It doesn't.
Yeah, it works against it. I mean, I personally have got nothing against people who wear nice clothes and they pay an exorbitant amount of money for them. But I can't do that.
They party every night at time.
I can't afford that. I can't afford the frontals and all the other things.
And then they text you Monday morning, hey, Philip, I
will not go into it. I will not go into it because it will anger a lot of people who do that. But
but they are there, you know them, and you know the lifestyle, the type of lifestyle
will go
they
live
live.
And people will know. They'll think I'm talking about them. So, no.
But it has to be addressed because I'm saying I kind of get what you say.
Yeah,
let's not go
you get my point. Someone is sitting there thinking, you see, nice thing. You just did it yesterday.
But yeah, I feel like people should know that
it takes discipline.
It takes a lot of discipline for you to continue running.
And you see, the thing is, people. I always say this: people talk is nice. We sit there, we talk. People will comment and have a lot of things to say. A discipline that we're talking about, it's not the discipline you need to have a weekend or December or in the next 3 months. It's discipline for years. Forever. You get my point? For your business to grow. I've been in this business for what? A while.
A decade already.
Probably more. And I'm still not seeing the things that I probably will need. Maybe people, when they look at me, like, this guy. But for me, I still need the discipline to see things moving. So you see, what helps me is my lane is clear. I cannot crowd. I don't look at this line and look at this one and want to have what people have. I clap for people who win. I mentor a lot of young people. The young people I mentor, a whole lot of them. I watch them mushroom. And I always tell them, some of you are going to be richer than me. Some of you are going to be successful before I become successful, if I ever become successful. But you need to understand that I have my lane, and you might not see me as a millionaire, but my currency is not calculated in rands.
Like yeah.
My currency is not calculated in rands.
But I feel like maybe you're a little too hard on, because now I'm asking myself, what do you define growth as?
No, I'm not being hard on myself. You know, growth is growth. Growth is good. Those are business goals. You want to achieve more. I told you what I want to achieve. You know, I still want to see those things happen. You know, but it's not the ultimate. It's like when people say when you have money, and when you don't have money. When you comment when you don't have money, you think people will say, it's because you don't have money. When you have money, you start to realize that, oh, well, Zanzibar, yeah, well, Zanzibar. You know? I'm just saying, you know, it's not the ultimate.
Yeah.
It's not the ultimate. So make your clean money if you can. If you can still do the heist and all that, it's fine. If you want to fund your plans and all that. But a lot of young people are finding it hard to cope and lose discipline quickly because they're looking around.
Yeah.
They're looking more, okay, Mara, Mama, unali Galaxy Boy, Naginayon. And I'm running a business. But don't try Kailat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why you lose focus. Maroka, okay, now in the next coming 3 December, cannot meet. So you see, your forecast is already 3 years plan. You know, in these 3 years, I want to achieve this. If it means I need to sell my PS4 to fund my dream, let me do it. Mara, discipline is nice when you talk about it. Mara, when you have to do it.
The practice.
Hey, it's hard, bro.
It's very hard.
So that's why you need patience. You need patience and discipline, like hand in hand. Yeah. So I guess also we do not have a lot of role models that a lot of young people can sit with and relate. You get my point. So you get people that are rich, but they don't understand how they became rich. Like there was no system in place. There's a lot of people I know, I won't mention, they are rich, but you can't sit them down with them because they didn't have a system. It's just that thing, hustle. Understand? Mara, if you have a system, you will tell a person or one, I sat down and this was my dream and I had to corner myself this and this and this. I had to apply this type of financial models. I had to apply this and this for me to eventually arrive at this. If you can follow this, you'll get here. Maybe, I don't know, I'm just thinking. So that's what I'm trying to be. I'm trying to be that guy for farming. I'm trying to be a guy that a young person can walk to and say, how did you
do it?
How did you do it?
And you want to pull out and be like,
I want to pull out
this is what I did, ABC, and it worked, you can do it. Yeah. No, big shout out to you. Veggie. Again, what's your page so that people can check you out?
Yeah, the Veggie guy.
The Veggie guy.
The Veggie guy.
Veggie, V-E.
It's VEGGIE.
Veggie guy SA.
Yeah. No. That is the Veggie guy page. But VGSA is just basically us trying to grow the brand nationally. You know, before it was the Veggie guy. So now we feel like, okay, now we go to Pretoria.
To be a little bit more corporate.
Yeah, more corporate. We go to, we get approached by people outside of the province that we're doing business with. And then we feel like, now maybe SA will add a little bit of
representation.
Maybe worldwide will come later.
No. Shout out for coming to the Desert Podcast. Big shout out to Kanye Vision. Big shout out to Mawatli. We'll probably have you again because I do got our jewels at Chicago.
No, I won't mind. I think, if in any way this have an impact on one person, should be done again. Maybe we get two, and then eventually we can form a smaller network of people who are trying to push this thing. But I really appreciate the opportunity. Yeah.
No, Siyabonga, we're signing out. We are.